Hey, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new. If you are new, my name is Autumn and I homeschool my two young girls. My oldest is 7 and my youngest will soon be 5. I have done a homeschool room tour before and shown some of the things that are in our homeschool room, but we did just receive some new things from Lovevery, and I thought that this would be a really great time to go through the things that I do keep in our homeschool room when it comes to toys. So when it comes to toys in our homeschool room, I do like them to be educational. I do like them to be open-ended, but we do have limited space. So I can't keep all of our things in here. I do think it's nice for my kids to get a break and actually leave the room and go play with some things, so I'm okay with that. But I do like to have some things in here, things that they are able to do while we are reading, things that they are able to do while I am working with one of them and the other has some free time. So that is what this video is going to be about, the things that I currently have in our homeschool room, and these things do get switched out. But I did want to start with the things that I'm going to be adding. I just moved some things around to create some more space. In this cabinet back here is where I keep all of these types of things. My girls know that they can go in and they can grab them. There's only one thing that they do need me for because it does require tablets, and so that's the one thing that they know not to grab. But outside of the art stuff and sewing activities, all of those kinds of things that I keep in other cabinets, this cabinet back here has more of the like toys and that kind of stuff. So the latest kit that Lovevery sent me is the planner, and this one is for months 58, 59, and 60. So basically you are at the end with this one, and so I'm really excited we were able to get our hands on it because even my oldest enjoys these. So again, I'm gonna go through this kit and then I'll show you the rest of the things that are in our cabinet that I keep in our homeschool room. But this one comes with this clock. So to give you some background, the planner kit is for practicing thinking ahead, and it has a plan and prepare clock as well as a mini clock. There's a flex 4 pattern match that I'll show you, an energy in motion wooden ball ramp. There is a book called Savvy Scavenger Hunt, a rover route display guide, and then some subitizing dominoes. So I'm really excited about these ones. I know that my girls will absolutely love all of these. So I already showed you this clock, but there is also a mini clock. We have a clock that we have for learning time, but I love the colors on this one. I think they are so cute, and my girls who are obsessed with all things rainbow will absolutely love these. And this one, this bigger one, is actually a battery operated clock. And the cool thing is it has these increment bars. So you can actually put this on to mark the passing of time. So these stick on right here. There's an area here, and then you can put these on and help your child really understand elapsed time, or if you're preparing for something, you can say, all right, when it gets to this point. So I think that's really cool. Again, I love the colors, and I know my girls will love the colors as well, but they have the different sizes for the different increments of time. So the one is 5, the 2 is 10, and then the longer one is 15, but you could put multiple of these together. I mentioned the book. This is something that I would keep with me. I mean, my daughter can look at it and go through it. I don't have any problem with that. I don't think that this is something she would necessarily gravitate toward and grab on her own. The cool thing is this story is about a scavenger hunt, but it's also about a child noticing something different when they come across another person. And that conversation around private conversations with mom and dad versus what is really okay to say or ask in public. So I think this is a good and important read, and this is something that both of my daughters could really benefit from. Even though we've had these conversations already, it's not a one and done thing. It is something that should be brought up more often. Another thing in this kit is this puzzle. And I think what's really cool about this is it has all of these different cards for different configurations. So these pieces that are on here, you're supposed to be matching them up based on the configuration on the card. So you are using all of these pieces, which are flexible pieces, and putting them in the correct spot so that all of them are being used. So they have to really think about which way this needs to go for all of the pieces to fit in the correct spots on this puzzle. This is something that is quiet and can keep them really busy. Again, there are a lot of different cards for it, so this is something that is really good to be able to even take with you. And there is this little bag that it fits into so that you can do just that. I love having different things that we can take with us to restaurants or anything where my child is going to have to be sitting and waiting, and this kind of stuff is always good for that. These subitizing dominoes are really exciting. I cannot wait to do these with my girls. So it is so important for children to be able to look at a number and identify it quickly, especially as they're trying to build on that with things like counting on or recognizing double facts or bridging to 10, any of those types of things that are really important in math. You have to have that basic foundation of subitizing. So being able to practice with these dominoes in lots of different ways. Some of these have the 10 frame on them. Some of them have a number of rods or fruit. And then some of them have an actual number on them, as well as counting fingers. So just lots of different ways to approach this. Actually, I found another one. So these ones have the dots on them. So lots of different ways to be able to look, quickly identify a number. Again, a very important skill that is built upon as they progress in math. And believe it or not, I'm still going. There are so many great things in this. And so this one is the rover. And one of the toys that I will show you that we do have in this homeschool room is Botley, which is our little robot, our little coding robot. This is kind of like that, except no tech. So they have this mat, and then there are a bunch of these rocks that can be obstacles, and the goal is to get your rover to the gemstone. So you can do this just one person if you wanted to. You can have up to 4 players, so there are 4 different rovers. But the cool thing about it is you are trying to get to this gem, which my girls will absolutely love that. But you roll these pieces, and then you have to figure out, based on the way that these land when you roll, what'll be the best pathway for your rover to make it to the gemstone. I hope I'm explaining that well enough that you can understand. But if you continue following along on my channel, I do vlogs. You'll definitely see us playing this at some point. So this game is about visual planning. It's about sequencing. They have to really see where they're going, plan it out to make it to that gemstone. I'm glad you can't see this table because I am making a mess. So I'm not gonna fully pull this out. I will show you some of the pieces. But that is this right here, this ball ramp. And I know my girls will love this. So we have the like magnetic tiles marble run, and then at their grandmother's house, they have one of those plastic marble runs. But this one that is wood with the plastic pieces as well, I know they're gonna love it. So look at all of these pieces that you get. And some of them are these wavy, wiggly pieces. And look at this little case for the marble. How cute is this? So inside this little case is these 2 marbles. I absolutely love that. It's going to be a great way for my girls to know where this goes. Hopefully they follow through with that. Now, for everything to go back in this box, my girls are gonna have to put it away perfectly. So I will probably at some point figure out another way that I want to organize this. But for now, I'm just gonna have it in this box. So this is the space that I have cleared off for those items. I already have this down here. So this is actually another one of our Lovevery toys, but they have to put the boat, the flags, and the little person in the right pegs based on these cards. This is a really fun one, but I already have this down here. And then this one here, my daughter likes to do more of like matching with this. So reaching in, pulling out one of them, and then trying to feel another one that is similar, and then matching them. There are lots of different ones in here, and this is just something fun and something quiet that she enjoys, and that's her favorite way of playing with this one. But that is already down here. And then another one that I have from Lovevery that's down here is this puzzle. So this puzzle here, my oldest actually really enjoys doing this one. And it's just colorful and fun, but all of the shapes are the same size, and that's what makes it difficult because you are going off of just the colors. But what I will put down here is the Subitizing dominoes. I will put the Rover game down here. And then this is that flexible puzzle. I'll have this down here as well. And I'm just gonna keep the small clock down here. The big clock, since it has batteries and we can actually use it, I'm gonna keep that in our homeschool room. We do have a really tiny clock that my girls pay no attention to, so I think that having this one out is gonna be really helpful. So that is now what this space looks like. And my girls have not seen any of these things, so they're really going to be excited. Down here, I have our whiteboard and our letters. I don't really count that as games, but it's where it fit. And then I also have my daughter's busy binder down here. Again, I don't really count it as a game, but that's what fits. And then down here is where the rest of our games are. This is Botley that I had talked about, that I had said the Rover is kind of like this, except no tech. So this is this little robot that we have, and we have kept the name Botley. You can rename yours if you get one, but we actually like the name Botley. But he is a coding robot, and you put in the code using this to allow him to move, or you can set him online, and then it has these pieces here, and you can put them together and he'll follow the lines. But my girls really enjoy this. It's just that right now, we cannot get him to work. We've changed the batteries and all of that kind of stuff. I'm gonna have to figure out what our next step is, because he only works online and not code. If you have him and you've had that situation and you figure out how to solve it, let me know. But I am gonna have to reach out to the company and kind of figure that out if we can't get him to work. Down here at the bottom, I have paint stuff, and so that can be ignored, but this is what I was talking about. We have these Osmo kits. And so this is what I said my girls need their tablets for, so they know to wait for me if they want to use those. I have a whole video on the Osmo kits though, so I'll make sure to link that if you have any questions. And then the other toys that we have down here are in here, and this is not filled. I figured it came free when I got some of these things, and we will fill it as we get more things. So I have these little life cycle of frog, these toys here. This is something that they enjoy just playing with. And then I also have our birds in here. This is another thing that my girls can just play with. They can use their Play-Doh and create different things to go with any of these. Again, this is more of an open-ended thing. And another life cycle thing, this one for butterflies. And then this one is our bugs. So each of these cubes has a different insect. And then the kit has a magnifying glass inside of it, but I also have 2 magnifying glasses in here, and then a mini microscope in here as well for any other things that they find. So those are the toys that I keep in our homeschool. That is our toy area. Again, I have all of the art stuff, all of the craft supplies, the Play-Doh, slime, putty, all of that kind of stuff in different cabinets, but the specific like toys are those ones. And I do also have a few games as well. I will link the homeschool tour if you have missed it, because I do walk through all of those, but I did want to update you since we have now updated that toy shelf, and I'm so excited. My girls have not seen these yet, so they're going to be really excited when they see all of these things. As always, thank you so much for your support on my channel. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.